Oh boy. Okay, that was a strange way to start a video, but since I've already started it, I'm just gonna have to go with it. I have a whiteboard, I have a dry erase marker, and the reason being is because this video tonight is a how-to video. No, it's not a how-to, it's a how I did it video. Because if you remember, several months ago, I did a video about my new helmet that I got, and for the old Voss Dually 600, which I'm still using and enjoying, and it's all good. And I had a lot of questions that came up with that video, and those questions were around a specific shot. And that shot was kind of looked like this. And then little do. I forgot to put a little imperial cog over here. Anyways, so it's this, like this guy, and then it's like that, and then down here, and then I was kind of like, and then I had like my knuckles here. And those are my knuckles, and there's my handlebars, and there's Miss Yamamoto's light, like this. And then, yeah, anyway, so the shot was, the camera was here, and the camera was like going around me and moving around me, kind of floaty action. Anyways, a lot of people went kind of freaky and were like, whoa, how'd you do that? And I was like, hey, no problem, I'm going to show you. But it'll be a while, and it has been a while because I've just been busy. So tonight I am going to show you, you know what I should do first? First, I should cut to a clip. I should cut to a clip about the shot that I'm trying to draw here pathetically, and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, we'll go to the shot in 3, 2, and okay, so that was the clip. That's what people were asking me about, and tonight I'm going to show you how I did it. So without further ado, let me bring in the hardware. Are you ready? Close your eyes. This is what I whipped up for that little shot there that kind of boggled some people's minds. Now, what makes this different from most of the GoPro mounts that you see mounted to people's helmets is the fact that it pivots this way. Which, when you watch the video, it does make a big difference because it makes it feel like you're kind of floating around them a little bit more, around the individual. When it's fixed, it does look cool because it turns left to right on that axis, but when you add this vertical movement into it, it just makes it a little bit more flowy. That's a real word. And so I thought I'd give you a little give away one of my trade secrets here as to how I did this. And that's why I've got the whiteboard, because I'm not taking this apart because it took me forever to put it together. So this is it. The main body, the main tubular section, is made out of aluminium round tubing, 3/4 inch by 4 feet. I bought this at Home Depot. I cut off the, this much of it. So overall, I think I'm 18 inches to the center. Yeah, 18 inches, so 36 inches overall in length, because I didn't want it to be too long. I had to wear this thing in the bush, and this is not something that you're going to want to wear a lot in the bush. You're not going to want to wear it a lot, period, because it is big and it is bulky and it does get hung up on things. But if you're going for a specific shot, which I was, this works great. The U-shaped saddle here, it's just made out of, again, 3/4 inch aluminum by whatever that is, 1/8 inch thickness, and I just put it in my vise and I bent it to a rough U shape that I wanted. That measurement was based on these little suckers right here, which are these are bearings, and I bought them at Princess Auto. You can probably buy these at any you know, hardware shop, farming area shop, whatever. It's not they're not hard to find. And those happen to be, let's call them inch and an eighth. And so there's 2 of those. You can see I've got a little, oh boy, I got the camera on my head, so I hope you can see this. Not enough light in here probably, but you can see that little sucker right there. That, pull this over. I didn't plan on showing you, but I've got them. They're from Lee Valley, and they're cap screw nuts, or screws, sorry, cap screw nuts. I think these are the ones I had. No, those are the short ones. So I used one of these guys. These are quarter 20 by 2-inch cap screws, and you can get them at, I got mine at Lee Valley just because I happen to be there, and they're more of a specialty item. And I think I actually ended up trimming mine down at some point. Now, I'm not going to give you direct instructions how to build this, not because I don't want to, because I honestly don't remember exactly what I did. I've had this thing for, some time. I was going to use it with my my old helmet, but I didn't get around to it. So, so we got those 2 bearings there and that cap screw, and then on the bottom we have the tripod mount for the GoPro, and then I've got a screw and a little wing nut on the end. This is what I use to attach it to the top of my helmet. And now, when I shot this, I actually used the suction cup mount and attached this directly to the suction cup, which was attached to my head. And I did that because I had to have other shots that were going to show the top of my helmet. I didn't want to have a big GoPro attachment to it. So you can actually put a sticky thing on the top of your helmet if you want to. Makes it easy to adjust, because once it's on the GoPro, the GoPro mount, you can adjust it to lean back on your head or be up or whatever. So again, you don't want to be wearing this for too long. There's a lot of weight on it, and you have your one GoPro attached here facing you, and then you have the other GoPro facing you from the back or the front, whatever it happens to be. So you've always got 2 GoPros on here. They balance each other out, and you might have to move them back and forth a little bit to get them to sit true. Now this doesn't sit true just sitting here, because I've got these springs on here, which is the next thing I'll talk about. I drilled a couple holes, attached them in the bottom there, and what those do, it just gives this pole a little bit more resistance when my head moves, so it doesn't just come cranging down and bouncing off of the bearings. And so it does help, actually, because I tried it without it, just on the street, and it wants to, even when you got this thing perfectly balanced, it catches the wind and it wants to sometimes kind of go all the way down, and you'll hear it doing that on the bearing. So I bought these springs, I don't know where I got them from, Home Depot as well, in that little specialty hardware section. Just go in, grab a pair, try them, see what they feel like. You might have to, it's all hit and miss too, right? I mean, part of the fun of doing this stuff is the actual building of the product. In the top, I've got just whatever that is, probably a loose screw out of my box of screws. And then I bought some, I think they're up here still. There's a cap screw. There, I'll let you see my crappy selection. They were like this from Princess Auto. Basically, they're bearings. They're like brass bearings. Do I have it? Yeah, there's the one right there. So I took that and I cut down sections. Actually, I had smaller ones there too. So it goes the screw, the brass, and I've got a washer up against the aluminum pole, and then it runs through, and that's what secures it. Make sure it's not, you don't want it smoking tight, because if it's compressing it so tight that this is having a hard time wiggling, then you're going to get a lot of jerky, herky-jerky stuff. So why the whiteboard? I'm going to show you why. I'll just give you a little bit better idea as to how this went together. So I want to just show you the actual bearing setup. So here's your bearing. Now you have your outer ring and an inner ring. Okay, so you have your inner ring here, and this inner ring kind of goes like this. That's the hole that goes down, and that's down. And then you have this inner ring that is separate. So this inner ring right here moves independently of this outer ring. So all of this, pretend this is a tire. I don't know why I'm doing that noise. But this portion moves independently of that middle portion. I don't know if you can see that. It's just really hard on my noggin. I can't tell what I'm showing you. But if you watch the nut here, and where's that? See if I twist it, you see how the nut is moving, but the top part is not. I can move the top part, but the idea is that you just want the, as long as the middle part can move independently, it's fine. Now I know you're seeing this move, that's fine. It can move, that's not a big deal. It's just that as long as the middle part moves independently. Now, there's a bit of a trick to that. It's not really a trick, and I'm not an engineer, and I don't do this for a living. So, cap screw. Oh, it's going to be sound effect night. I'm sorry. So, cap screw, and then the next thing would be, yeah, it's going to be sound effects, all right. A washer, and then it is definitely sound effects. It's so stupid. I'm so tired, man. Okay, so here is the. I draw better when I do sound effects, and that goes back to when I was a kid drawing. Whatever, I won't get into that. That's probably a vlog. So there's your first. That's your first bearing. Bearing. Washer. Now if I keep looking up here, it's because I've got my phone. I'm running the Wi-Fi off the GoPro, so I'm trying to check it and make sure that you guys can see what I'm doing. So bearing, and then, and this is all blown up here. The next thing after that, if I remember correctly, and I do, is another washer. And then after that is the actual, let me get rid of this guy right here. We don't need him anymore. Get out of here. After that is the actual aluminum saddle. Okay, and then again on the bottom side, another washer. Pardon me, I'm burping up Wendy's tonight. Delicious, not really. Coming around, so there's your washer. Sorry, your washer. That's your. This is your washer. I didn't plan this out, by the way. I'm just sort of making it up as I go along. Bearing, and then finally another washer. Now the thing about the washers is, the washer, and I haven't drawn it the right way actually. So the one thing you need to remember is, okay, here, this is your bearing right here, okay? This is your outer circle, and here's your inner circle. And here's the little hole that your bolt's going to go through. Your washer can't be bigger than the inner circle here, and the reason being is if your washer is out here, it's going to press down pressure on this outer ring, and it won't allow this inner ring to move around independently. It's going to put pressure on that, and that's going to stop this from moving, because this ideally it doesn't move. Mine does move just because it just worked out that way, but you'll see when you start messing around with it, you need to have this working independently of this. So that when everything is all put together, you can hang onto this, and the whole unit is going to pivot on, without unwinding. This and that cap screw are both moving at the same time. If this was tight and I moved this, if this didn't move and I twist it, it would unwind. So, but right now it's snug there, and they both move, which is good. That's what you want. So, and then at the bottom, like we talked about, you've got your GoPro mount with your little, I think it's like a something 20. I can't honestly remember. 820 screw, might be actually 620. I honestly don't know. But what you have to end up doing is going to Costco. So, not Costco, Kim, Home Depot. And I ended up just standing there. I have what I want, and I just try things until I find something I think is going to work. And sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Everything that does work gets used. If it doesn't work, like stuff like this, it just gets, where are you at? Now, this is one of my springs that I bought, but it felt a little bit too stiff, so I didn't use it. It sits up there. Same thing with these guys. Oh no, I spent like 89 cents for 2 bearings that I'm not using on this project. But eventually I will use them. So there you go. That is basically how I built it, and feel free to, to improve upon it. If I had money, I'd make this out of carbon fiber and lighten it up quite a bit. I'd also probably work on my mount to give it a little bit more solid locking power, because this will move a little bit after you do lots of banging around. It wants to move on your helmet one way or the other. But best idea right off the bat, balance your GoPros using your seat. I think I use the seat mount. I don't have one down here, but it's the one when you have your GoPro and then it comes down like this, and then you have another one that goes like this, and then it has like little mark. Is that right? It doesn't look right. Anyways, it forms a circle and then it goes on anyways. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have made this video, but I'm gonna upload it anyways, cause I don't know if I'll ever get back to this. I got so much to do. Look at my bucket. If you follow Facebook tonight, you'll see that I'm doing my clutch tomorrow. But tomorrow is probably done by the time you're watching this. Maybe this is a year later and you're watching this and it's done by then. Anyways, clutch plates soaking. Always a good thing to do. Anyways, if you have any questions, just look at the picture, because I'm not going to be able to, I won't be able to troubleshoot whatever problems you're having. It just really comes down to just building it. And you will succeed on some things and you will fail on some things. And the idea is just to keep plugging away at it. And because I had plenty of setbacks making this. And like I say, I'm not an engineer. I'm not this is not what I do for a living. But eventually you'll figure things out and make them work. And when you do, it's awesome. And you come up with those. Those are my favorite shots out of the video, are me riding up the trail with this attached to my head and the camera floating by. Anyways, that's all I can tell you. Best of luck if you're going to try building one. Go ahead and, by all means, build one. Try it out. See how you like it. And get some shots. I got some other really cool ideas, which I won't tell you about because I haven't used them yet. But no one else has ever used an idea like this, so I'm looking forward to it. Okay, that is all. Smiley face out. I'll go like this, and I'll just draw a little happy face with my tongue there, with my ear, my little head there, eyeball. It's just, yeah. I should be in bed right now. Okay, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. Out.